Put that there.
What's up?
You're
There
late.
he is.
I'm just kidding. How you doing, GCJ? All is well with you?
Oh, just got out of a bad relationship.
Fair.
You got out of a bad relationship.
Yep.
So sorry.
I mean, I feel better. Stressed
better?
but blessed, baby.
He got divorced, ladies and gentlemen. He's available now.
No. I got out of a dungeon on ESO. Took me 3 days.
Oh god. Is it the first one or the second one you're playing?
ESO, it's the same one. It's a massive MMO.
ESO,
Elder Scrolls
right?
Online.
Oh, Elder Scrolls Online. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Japanese one that's with Microsoft. It was on Dreamcast back in the day, I think. Phantasy Star Online. Yeah.
Phantasy Star, okay.
Phantasy Star, yeah.
No, the newest one. The newest one's weird. I haven't jumped into it just yet. I was going to with some friends, and I was told abruptly not to. So
I should actually turn this up before the NBA copyright strikes me. There we go. All right, boys. I'm guessing Jacob told you what we're talking about today?
Nintendo Direct, baby.
Exactly. Yep. All right. So let's count these out. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the DLC podcast. We're talking games, movies, all things in between. I'm Isaac. That's Jacob.
And I'm Juicy J.
And that's Juicy J. I left that pause there because you're always like, you go too fast, or people say you go too fast, and you didn't do nothing with it. That's why I go fast.
I wasn't expecting it.
So do I keep doing the pause or no?
Yeah, keep doing the pause. It's okay.
You adapt. So Jacob, did you watch the Direct today, bro?
I've watched it.
But before you answer that question, if you're new here, you're watching the pod, or maybe an edited version of this, because I think that's what we're going to be doing going forward. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, that we know when we go live, and you can catch us live as we do this and make comments, and so on and so forth. But yeah, Jacob, go ahead.
I watched it. It's like 45 minutes long. I feel like it was about 45 minutes too long. I didn't get nothing out of it personally. Well, no, that's not true. There was one thing I got out that I liked. Just one.
Right.
I don't know if do you want me to go ahead and just say what I liked? Or?
Oh no, I mean, I guess we could do impressions, just the basic impressions. So you were like, from the scale from thumbs up, thumb down, and thumb in like in the middle. Your thumb in the middle.
Yeah.
Thumb in the middle. Yeah. All right, Juicy J. We're doing the emperor from Gladiator ranking here.
Oh, Gladiator ranking.
Even though this means let him live, but we're gonna ignore that part. Or let him live because he didn't do that bad, right, Jacob? So you let Nintendo Direct live.
I'll let him live. It wasn't okay. It wasn't bad, but I didn't like you're more of a gamer than I am nowadays. I don't play video games as much. I'm not hype with video games as much. I still enjoy them. I still like playing them, but I'm pretty much just like Apex, and that's about it. Like my life is very boring when it comes to video games.
It is.
I tried to play stuff every now and then. I'm trying to play Monster Hunter Rise, trying to get it to where I can play with Jeremiah. I'm still playing Trials of Mana, but that's taking me a minute. And so, like when it comes to like new games, I'm just already kind of just not impressed because I already got so much I need to play and catch up on that I already don't. So for me, as a person who is not a avid gamer, as far as like diversity comes, I was not really impressed because there was nothing that came out and be like, man, I really want to play that game, or man, this is making me want a game again. Like it was just kind of like, these are nice. I can see people probably would enjoy these, but nothing special for me.
All right, GCJ, what about you?
So, I mean, some things I wouldn't say cold, but it's kind of like, I mean, it was about time, to see some of these,
Right?
I guess we're not really talking about the in-depth topics to it. But one was a pretty interesting reveal, I thought, and ultimately expected, but it's Nintendo. Like, what do they have to prove right now? Right? I mean, I would say it's a thumbs up. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Kind of slightly angled thumbs up here. Or?
It's not like woo, but it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad, and I mean, it can't be neutral on it.
All right, so for me, keep it short and simple. I would give it, in terms of the impact that the Direct had, I would give it a thumbs up. There were things in there that I didn't really care for, but I'm gonna tell you why I still got a thumbs up.
Okay.
So I guess let me go first, right? Let me go first. So
go for it.
All right, so I had the list, right? Like as it was going, I was writing down each game and the release dates, which that's one of the thumbs up for me was like a lot of these games are coming out soon.
Yes.
Right? So that's great.
Say that, yeah.
That was phenomenal. And there was one game that ruined the moment for me to where I had to go rinse my mouth out and then I came back. Only one though. And I'm yeah. You'll understand why in a minute. But anyways,
before you say which one it was, I want to guess that. When we get to it, I want to guess it.
I mean, there's a pretty big hint.
Yeah.
Blatantly in my room. But anyways, I will say for this, if you love JRPGs, this was a good Direct for you. Then that's why I gave it thumbs up, because I mean, you can never have too many JRPGs. Some say you can, some say you can't. But one thing for me that I really appreciated, because there were some games that like Live, right? That was only in Japan. I never played it. JRPG, it looked interesting. I may dabble in it. But the main one is a game that I never got to play because I never owned it, and I'm kind of excited for it. Is take my little list here. Was Chrono Cross? No, Chrono Cross.
Oh, Chrono Cross, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Because just visually, it's amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's dope. Another thing I got marked here that I'm gonna just name off the main ones that caught my attention. I have a whole bunch, but so Mario Strikers. Never got to play Mario Strikers. I mean, I played it a little bit, but this one looks kind of hype.
For
that one looks kind of hype to where I can see like that being a duelist chat stream one day where we're all just
right? Baby, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like,
yeah. So I looked at that like, oh, that's gonna be so much fun. That's so much fun.
I'll give you that. That was a good one.
Another one that kind of was like, yo, and I mean maybe not to some, and the reason it's yo for me is because I never played this franchise, and I get to kind of dabble in it now, but they kind of being its third installment with Splatoon 3.
Yep. I thought you were going with that first when you were like, I hadn't really played. It's like, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, and I play competitive on every console but my Switch, right? So I feel like, and I know Splatoon is competitive.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm looking forward to for sure. And another one that I was like, hey, but still kind of like, eh. But back to the to it would be Nintendo Switch Sports, because I miss my Wii Sports.
I saw that and I was like, man, the memories of this. And then watching them play, I was like, God, this is so awkward. Like y'all don't even look like y'all having fun.
No, dude, that's content to where I'm gonna go to your house. We're gonna kick your kids out or lock them in a closet. And me, you, and Juicy, whoever, we're gonna do a session there.
I'm not a part of that. We should brainstorm some
alternatives.
Melatonin gummies, it is. Gotcha. But that looks fun, especially like to play like a couch co-op kind of game. Like I guess not so much couch because you're standing, right? But like doing the whole bowling thing and whatnot, that'd be kind of tight. And then my last one, because there's more stuff I want to get onto, but I want to pass it off to you guys. One that I saw, and it looked ugly. It looked terrible. It's a game I want, but I feel like they got the Wii version and not the Xbox or PlayStation version. It's The Force Unleashed.
Uh-huh.
That game looked ugly. That game looked hideous. And
Force Unleashed. Which one's that one again?
Star Wars.
That's right.
Star Wars,
okay,
yeah,
Star Wars,
yeah. And I played it on the 360, and I never beat it because, like I said, during that time, I was more focused on playing multiplayer. So I liked it, but it didn't catch my attention because I was playing Call of Duty. So it's nice that it's available again, and I'm sure I could have got it on my PC or whatever, but yeah, I don't remember it looking that ugly. So I'm assuming that's the Wii port, because it was on the Wii, I believe. So, yeah. That one I was kind of like... and I would expect if they're gonna announce the Unleash, like the Force Unleashed, I thought it would be like a pack, like with the Ezio collection. I thought they're gonna do 1 and 2 by the pack. There you go.
That would have been smart, yeah.
But I digress. That's that. And then I'll get to what. Should I tell you what killed it for me, or just wait for that later?
Yeah, just say it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna assume. See, I was gonna say the Disney Racers because it kind of.
Speaking of which, Disney Racers, Diddy Kong ripoff. Secondly,
yeah. That's why I thought
the Mario Kart expansion. I'm solely down for because we're getting it for free because we have the expansion pass. So yeah. But anyways, continue.
But yeah, I thought it was gonna be the Disney Racers just because it was just like a ripoff from
Diddy Kong Racers. It is Disney related.
I mean, it's interesting, and I do think I would try it out. But I'm assuming it's the Kingdom Hearts that because I've seen a lot of people complaining about like
that was gonna be my guess because he was like, one that I was kind of like, it's a franchise too. I was like, also Kingdom Hearts. That one I was like, like
it's like, what is it? You're paying like $90 for a game you're not even going to own.
Yeah, you're streaming it. It's the cloud version.
Yeah,
but I think I could be wrong here. I got to double check, but I think they actually have physical copies in Japan, and it's only cloud here, or it could be another game. But
so
my thing is,
solution. We should just move.
Exactly. Yeah. But my thing is the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I understand 3. I get 3, but 1 and 2 are not that big of a hassle to put on a cartridge. There's no way you cannot fit that on there. Like, those games are old.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if The Witcher 3, granted, The Witcher 3, and they pulled up their sleeves and went to ham with that to fit the whole game in there. But my thing is, if other developers just showed a little bit of that, they could have done it with Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, hold on now. You can't. I mean, you can praise them for that, but we still have to remember Cyberpunk 2077.
I didn't say CD Projekt Red. I said The Witcher. I have to talk about The Witcher itself. That's CD Projekt Red. I'm talking about when it came to that game.
A package deal, really.
I mean,
I wish developers of the game that makes both of them would, be more like them. It's like,
well, technically they kind of are right now. But what I'm saying is the way they took that and ran with it. I wish other developers would do the same. Like I hated the fact that I bought Spyro and only one game was in there and I had to install the other two.
Yeah,
I'm like, really, I couldn't fit that in there. And granted, Nintendo ain't helping. Like back in the 64 days with these cartridges costs.
Yeah.
like bro, it sucks, but I mean, I have the whole collection, right? I have the whole collection, so I'm not tripping. But for people that want it on the Switch, like would I have bought it on the Switch? No. To be completely honest, I mean, I already own it 3 times over, so I don't need another copy. But it would have been nice, though. It would have been nice. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I don't. Everything I've heard about it, people weren't happy about that it's a cloud version. So, for me, I would say the Mario Strikers. That one was actually pretty cool. seeing that, I'm like, that is a game I could see playing with y'all, right? I know they have like a competitive where you can go up the ranks with your team, and I think that's cool. I don't think I'm going to be competitive with that game. I think that's going to be more of a fun party type of game. But it's cool that you have that option.
What are you talking about, bro? Dude, we're going competitive and we're getting team jerseys.
Right.
And we're gonna have practice sessions. We're gonna have practice sessions. You joke.
We're gonna get sponsored.
You joking?
I don't know. Like, I guess it depends how much I enjoy the game, right? Because I never played the first ones, or I think was there one other one, or is there two other ones?
Sorry, man, allergies. You did play the one on the GameCube. Because we were at, I'm not gonna name drop, but we were at a church family friend's house, and all they did was play Mario.
Okay, I don't remember. Then I must have not been impressed. But this one did look cool, so I'll give that. That one was pretty hard. Another thing I liked, and I don't even have the game, but I'm a Super Metroid fan, and I appreciate that they are giving an update. They're not like just pushing the game to the side. It's not like, okay, here's a Metroid game, and we're done. No, it's like, here's a Metroid game. We know we have a fan base for it, and we're going to respect y'all, and we're going to give an update to this.
Honestly, honestly, with that, that's smart of them, because people could have been like, "Oh, I forgot that game exists. I'm gonna go back and buy it now." Like, you know what I mean? So that was good.
Yeah, and the fact that like it's not like a huge update, but it's one that's pretty cool. You know, it's one where you fight the bosses over and over. You go on like a what's the word called?
Oh wait, well, that's not out yet. That's not coming out right off the bat. You're talking about the Mega Man has it where you just fight the boss.
Yeah,
boss rush. Like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, kind of like a boss rush, and but I think that's cool. I respect Nintendo not pushing Metroid to the side again, not just releasing the game and forgetting about it. I respect that they're at least giving some love to the fan base.
I mean, it sold really well. I don't know if you saw the numbers on it. Yeah, it sold.
Yeah, no, I know it did. But I mean, so did Metroid for the 3DS, but they kind of just pushed it to the. I thought it did.
It didn't even break a mill, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it did good.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you why it didn't, because people like you, the fake fans that don't buy the games.
Fans.
When was the last time you bought a Metroid game, Jacob? Huh? Exactly. Fake fan.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Metroid Fusion until I die, baby. It is what it is.
No, Jacob, you're that fan. You're that fan that just holds on to Super Metroid, and you're like, all right, I'm done.
It is. That's what you are.
You don't support your favorite franchise.
I still respect them giving love to it. I still plan on buying it.
You weren't like me. You weren't like me, bro.
No, I'm not like you. Well, because you got more time to actually play games than I do.
Day one, so my thing is, I asked for it. It came out, and I went out and supported it.
And I bought it too. My thing is, I'm not going to buy games day one because one, it costs more. Why am I going to do that? Why am I going to spend more money?
Thinking of Nintendo though, Nintendo really goes on sale. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
But they do.
Hold for value.
And my thing is, I'm still going to buy it to support it. But I also don't got time to play games. So I'm not going to drop everything, buy a game that I'm not going to play for like a year.
You play Apex for like an hour or 2 hours, bro. That could be 2 hours of Metroid gameplay.
You're right, Isaac. That could.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you can't 2-tap someone in Super Metroid Prime. You can't mess on the mic. I don't know how its multiplayer was back in the Super Nintendo days, but you know.
But another thing I liked, honestly, was the Disney Racers. I thought that was, even though it's like a Diddy Kong ripoff, I thought that I could see myself playing this because truth be told, Mario Kart. I'm like, I have it, I play, it's fun, but it's not great.
It's repetitive.
It's very repetitive, and the fact that it's still Mario Kart 8. It's like, man, forget Mario Kart 9. I don't even know if that's ever going to happen.
I mean, Mario Kart is in the GTA 5 category of the game still sells. So why make
It
another one?
does.
It
Yeah.
still sells. It's always in like in the top 10 charts. Granted, does Nintendo assist in that by bundling it and counting it as a game sell when it's bundled with the Switch? Yeah, they do.
Right.
still
I mean, how
sells.
many times has it been bundled with the
That's the
Switch?
only game that's
It's
been
like-
bundled. Do you remember back in the day, Nintendo had a bundle for the GameCube, I think, and it was three bundles. One was with Zelda. I think the other one was with the collection. Seriously, the collection. And the other one was I think it came with Prime, Metroid Prime, and then the other one came with Double Dash.
I feel like they've done other bundles with the Switch.
All right, let me retract that. Not collector's editions. Not like what you got. The
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I'm about to say like at this point we're just defining what a bundle is because we're releasing an Animal Crossing Switch without the game Animal Crossing,
Right. That was stupid.
and that should never happen. And
Monster
shame
Hunter Rise.
on everyone at Nintendo.
And Monster Hunter Rise did the same.
That's true. There was a Monster Hunter Rise edition.
Monster.
So either way, I like the Disney racers just because I feel it's going to be a different racing game.
Yeah, but I don't
to
see you
enjoy.
buying it, so I guess you'll just.
You're right.
Watch it.
I'm not going to buy it because it's free.
It's free to play?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So you're right. I'm not going to buy it.
Well, there we
No,
go.
Jake, buy it out of principle. You give them
Son of-
473. No, it's
Honestly, more power to him then at that point. I didn't catch that. More power to him.
there were a few things that caught my eye. Leading strong with the three hopes from the freaking Fire Emblem Warriors. I was like, this is gonna be one of those days. And but from there, the Splatoon game, I'm down for. Now, I personally have a personal bias supporting Splatoon as one of the best shooters of all time, and I would argue that it is the best shooter of all time, multiplayer. But for two reasons, but we can get into that on another topic. But the fact that it's a horde-based game, it still has the mechanics they can do for Splatoon. I was like, hey, okay. So I'm watching. You get to Kingdom Hearts, but you backtrack a bit, like you said, the Nintendo Sports, like that was really big back in the day with Wii and stuff. It's gonna not be the same here, but I guess
Honestly, it would have if they'd played it smart and that game already existed and it shipped out with the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Strikers, obviously, when I saw, I was like, yes, there we go. Because I love Mario Tennis and everything, but Strikers, baby, But then I saw the Kirby, the new Kirby coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That one looks
Interesting
dope.
Kirby. Definitely taking a Mario Odyssey approach that I can't necessarily get behind. But then again, I'm just happy it's kind of a free roam Kirby. So I'm just like, I'll take it. I've never really played the games, but in passing, I've never completed one. I think one I played was one that was super bad, casual friendly. Like you can't even die. You fall off the yarn one.
Epic yarn. Yes. God, I
And
hated
I'm
that
just
game,
like,
dude.
okay, so this is what everybody loved. I remember Jacob saying that's not what it is, but
Nah,
so
dude.
I'm down with this. Like this could either go Mario Odyssey or Sonic Unleashed. It just kind of depends on what's going to happen here.
My kids were like, because they saw YouTube with Epic Yarn, and apparently they asked my wife, and my wife's like, "Do we have Epic Yarn?" So I'm like, "No, I gave that. I sold that back a long time ago." I was like, "I hate that game." I'm like, "Why? Why are you bringing it up?" It's like, "Oh, the kids want it." It's like, And truth be told, it's a good game for a kid.
No, it's not. The good game is Kirby Crystal Shard.
Ooh, well.
Is that the 64 one?
Yes.
Yeah, that one was a good one. Yeah, but Epic Yarn is like you can't die. I hated that. Like you literally can just walk through the whole map and just not die.
Yeah, imagine that game's like that, and then the next direct they're like, yeah, so we're gonna update it and give it the Metroid Dread treatment, and then one touch touch of death. That would be hilarious.
Kills you. Yeah.
Oh,
So a couple more things that kind of caught me. So one, I guess a few. One, of course, Earthbound. I was like, okay. I'm down. That's pretty
One and-
dope. You
One and
think?
two, yeah.
Yeah, might as well. The Portal games coming to Nintendo Switch. Those were very hyped, almost cult classics, really. I mean, everyone's probably heard the Lemon speech, which is great. I played the games; they were great. But the one that truly grabbed me was Advanced Wars.
I knew
The
it. Yeah.
the Advanced Wars. Now that's a game that back in the day, some friends of mine would always bring to lunch, and literally in high school, like they would play on the same like console. I don't remember if it was DS. I think it was DS. Either way, they would just you would have to take turns. You have to pass it to each other, and you let people do their thing and then pass it around. And it like these would span for weeks. We would play because I jumped into a few of them, and it's like you're just like you might get 2 turns in a lunch period, and then they would just do that, and it was so cool. And so this obviously has my attention, and it's like, all right. And that was the one was like, okay, interesting. Obviously, y'all got nothing else. So this is that direct.
Okay.
A lot of hype was around. Are we going to get another Zelda? Because my brother was interested in this, and he was wondering if a new Zelda was going to come out. He was talking with a friend of his, and because I went and hung out with him yesterday, and he was talking to him. We ran into him in the mall, and the friend was like, "I would love," because we talked about that Pokemon Arceus,
yeah.
that came out, and it's like, so it's pretty much Pokemon Breath of the Wilds,
It is, yeah.
and so it's like, but if there was a Breath of the Wilds game, what would you want?
I mean, honestly, the cover of the game legit is Breath of the Wild.
I mean, it's what they're going with because it works, just like they're going with Kirby Odyssey. It is what it is. So, but then we started getting onto MMOs because I'm big into that ESO, and then we started talking about like MMOs we wanted to see. And someone had brought up that what they would like to see was a Legend of Zelda. I believe it was Michael that wanted to see the Legend of Zelda, MMO. And then the other side of it, I'm trying to remember the game that they were just like, oh no, I'm sorry. When that got brought up, they said we're just hoping that we're actually going to get like a Legend of Zelda. What was it? Twilight Princess remake or something, like pretty much another Legend of Zelda. And I had to remind them there, and I will say, like, right as of right now, Nintendo made the statement that Skyward Sword was the only redo or remaster they're going to bring to the Nintendo Switch. Now, they could be working around that. Like, if you had hopes that this Nintendo Direct was going to be anything more than just pretty much money grabs for a lot of things and remasters, that wasn't going to happen here.
Well, I will say, this is me being glass half full because I really do want it. When they said this would be the last remake or remaster, I was like, okay, because you gotta refix the analogs, because it's all motion. You gotta fix that. So I get it. I get what you're saying.
Are you hoping that OLED is a new system?
No. What I'm saying is, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker have already been remade and remastered. It's HD already. All it takes is porting. So technically, they're not lying when if it were to come over, it's not them saying we remastered. It's already HD. So, like, you know what I'm saying? And the console doesn't go up to 4K, so it's already at where it needs to be.
Isaac, right now, what you're doing is a technique we like to call reaching. And it is what it is, man. It ain't happening. If anything, I told them if there was any resource they were going to pour any Legend of Zelda focus on, it'd be Breath of the Wilds 2. The big gasp. I don't know what they're going to call it, but it's going to be Breath of the Wilds 2.
Yeah,
come on.
No. That's fine. It's just everyone knows, or if you listen to this podcast in the past, and I'm sure I haven't made it really clear on YouTube because I don't think we have a. When it comes to Zelda games, Breath of the Wild, dare I say, let me get an umbrella for the stones that are about to be cast upon me. Not that good.
Umbrellas don't really help against hard stones being chunked. But yeah, go ahead, buddy. It's fine. It's not my type of game. It's one of those games where I have to respect that they made all that money. Of course, people loved it, but it's not my cup of tea.
It's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best Zelda game by any means of the imagination. It doesn't even crack my top 5. And it's like I told Angel, right? It's a nice juicy steak covered with layers and layers of fat.
You did too much with the plate. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it was okay just to have steak with some potatoes and a gravy.
And I was telling
y'all threw like roasted black garlic and truffle, and
yeah.
you just at this point it's a dessert. You know,
like the thing is, it could be just me, right? It could just me, and I've gotten older in a sense where I don't want to invest too much time in the game.
You are pretty old.
But granted, I went back and played Twilight Princess over and over and over because I knew it wasn't that commitment. Like the more times I played it, obviously I'm gonna beat it faster, right? And I'm not trying to speedrun it. It's just I'm playing it because I just enjoy the game. I can't do that with Breath of the Wild because you got to find all those shrines to get back all those hearts you had. I'm just like, if they just had a mode where I could beat Ganon and they're like, all right, you can restart it, keep your
New
stuff.
Game Plus.
New
you
Game
have
Plus.
everything you have.
Because a game like that needs a New Game Plus. I wouldn't, like, if I delete my profile, I'm not playing it again because I don't want to go back. People may have liked the shrines. The shrines were cool the first couple of days of doing it. And then it just got tedious. It got boring.
The time you got your last little power up thing where you can magnetize, grab the last one. It's like, oh, what more? Oh, nothing. Oh, it's just puzzles with these. And at one point, you know how it's going to go. At one point, you're using two of them. You're sitting, and then as it's flying, you're magnetizing, and it's.
I respect it for being a big game. I respect it for it being what it is. And granted, and a lot of people are like, well, they modeled it after the first Zelda game, you know, and I'm like, and that's fine, that's great. But I get the amount of content because apparently that Mario, what's that Mario game? Like Odyssey, they like how I said with Resident Evil, you can beat the game quite quickly, but they add stuff in front of you to make you play longer with the 999 moons, or find all 999 seeds to get the original outfit, or do all these shrines to get this, to get that. And I get it for a kid, I guess, but honestly, I am not that committed to do that. I prefer knowing where my hearts are. I'll go get the hearts. I'll continue on with the game instead of like, we're just gonna... Yeah, so if you want to replay the game, you have to delete everything and go back and find the memories, the shrines, the nuts, or technically the poop.
It doesn't even matter. Like no disrespect, of course, to the Breath of the Wild game, but all you need is a shield. Heck, all you need is the pot lid.
Yeah.
Like the whole game is literally just countering. And if you play Dark Souls, then or parrying. That's all you're doing, bro. Like seriously, like when I first ran into one of those the machinations, the little eye things, I'm like, oh my gosh, like wait, but I could parry. So I parried, blew it up instantly. I was like, oh
yeah, no,
wow,
no. And then playing The Witcher, I know we got off on a direct, which is fine because it's probably gonna be another episode anyways. But going like after playing The Witcher, right, and not even The Witcher, but like with Twilight Princess, but playing The Witcher, I noticed this. I could get on a boat. Go to an island, and all I gotta do is push one button and my horse shows up. Breath of the Wild, my horse is stuck on a mountain. Okay? I can send someone to go get him, but I might get him stuck again. Or, why can't
it's more realistic.
Is it real though? Like, I guess so, but it's just I find
do I have to send you the Witcher 3? This is the best game where the horse is flying in the air.
Dude, I had that clip. I actually clipped that. That happened to me. But what I'm saying is the fact that what's the point having this large vast of land if I don't even ride my horse on it? I just once I get my gliding power up or the air one, I just fly real high. It just glides where I need to go.
It's with Breath of the Wild, since we're on that topic, the issue with me was Breath of the Wild was Dark Souls light, and I say that because of some of the mechanics. I'm dead. Like when you go to fight some of these things, they're harder than you'd expect. If you played Legend of Zelda games, like I'm used to killing these things in like maybe 4 hits, and it's taken me like a lot to fight one goblin. And if there's 2 of them, Lord forbid, if there's 3 of them, you got to run and throw rocks. It's like you got to get better. And my thing was like, oh, so this is just Dark. It's a massive. It's Elden Ring before Elden Ring. Yeah. I mean, of course, before Elden Ring was even a concept, I guess. But it's like if I want a challenge, I'll just go back to Dark Souls. If I wanted some of the BS that happens in Dark Souls, like getting shot out of the sky from something that's definitely too far away for arrows to hit, because my arrows can't hit him, but I can be fucking sniped in the lake, like whatever. Like I wasn't a big fan of it. It's not for me. I respect that the game made money, which does lead me back to the Disney Racer. I respect it. I saw that. I wasn't even like, what a shameless ripoff. I was like, well, when you own half the world.
Yeah.
As well. What else is there? What do you give to the media company that does everything? I mean, they were gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not some Dance Dance Revolution Disney style with just Disney music, which now is pretty much everything.
Honestly, that would sell honestly. But so going back to the Direct, one more thing I forgot to mention that I may get stoned again for this. But so Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got announced.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for those people that like Xenoblade Chronicles. I tried playing it. The first one. Not a fan. Granted, I went from Trials of Mana to that. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot though.
Anyways, this is my last podcast with DLC. It seems I'm breaking away. So,
dude, once I went through y'all, like it sounds kind of like stuck up on me. I guess I don't know. The voice acting is just terrible. I couldn't do it with the voice acting. It was so bad.
I mean. I
had to change it to Japanese because I couldn't handle the English voice acting. Dude, it was
just
so
so
bad.
You can't understand them. Like, yes.
I like it was that one. I'll tell the Angel, like that's one of the few instances where I want it in Japanese, and I'll just read the sub and I'll be okay. Because
that's me and my hero.
Dude, that game. I mean, if you like it though, congrats. I'm happy for you guys. You got your 3rd game. Hopefully it's not a flop like this game back here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
One thing that I'm actually happy for, but it's kind of like it's hard to say I was happy for it as much as kind of like finally I've been sitting on this demo for years. Freaking Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, Triangle Strategy. Yeah.
I like when that was first announced. That was 2 years ago, where they're like, by the way, demo's out right now, guys. Give it a try and let us know. I was like, heck yeah!
And then people thought Triangle Strategy was just a placeholder name, and they're like, yeah, no, we're sticking with it.
Yeah, but like the dedication, I was like, oh, we never got away from that. Okay, cool. I seriously was hoping for a Final Fantasy Tactics reboot, and they were just like hiding it on the sly to get past Squeenix. But I mean, I'm always down with tactics style games. This is dope. I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be great. Like I said, there is enough here for me to say, yeah, it was pretty good. I won't say slightly. I think it was pretty good overall. It's also pretty good with my expectation. Because my expectation was nothing big was going to be here to begin with. I didn't think that Breath of the Wild 2 was coming at this point, because if it was, we would have seen a lot more hype. You would have been experiencing a lot more Zelda-esque things. You would have been seeing a lot more things pop up on different media sites like, well, yeah, we're going to take another look at Seasons and Ages. Some of my favorite Zelda games, by the way, that if there was a remake or a remaster, they need to bring those over. They need to port Seasons and Ages over, man. And if they were to resell it, it needs to come with both games. But that's a personal thought.
GCJ, I want to say I got it in here, by the way. So you and Jacob could dabble in that. But I will say one thing about the Switch. I'm not the Switch, the Direct. There was something for everybody. Even No Man's Sky made an appearance. And who thought that was coming, right?
I mean, and what was it? There was a Cuphead, like a
Cuphead,
DLC.
The DLC.
Yeah. I feel like they're just jumping on the tail end of the Netflix adaptation they're about to have, though. So
probably for sure.
Yeah, I think it's called the what do they call it?
I like
Something
how
Last
I like how
Course.
none of us are bringing up the Gundam SD thing, but
I mean,
Gundam games-
I didn't care for it, to be honest. I saw it with the little chibi figures. I'm like, it's cute.
Okay, look, Eric. I'm going to say this.
I mean, we didn't. In our defense, we didn't name off a lot of games. Like, what was that one game from the PS1 that they're bringing? Did I write that down?
there was an Assassin's Creed pool.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I want to say on the Gundam though, because that was an import from Japan. The reason we're not bringing it up because the true hardcore Gundam fans already.
Klonoa. That's what's got.
I'm saying like the true hardcore fans already got that import from Japan. They don't care. They already have it.
Like the game you're thinking of is Klonoa Fantasy Reverie.
Yeah, Klonoa. Yeah.
I was like, let me go look that up because Assassin's Creed 2 is
it's the Ezio collection. No, it's the Ezio collection.
Well, but yeah, I never played Klonoa, so I don't really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, MLB.
Yeah, MLB was on there.
No, baby, like
get it for free on Game Pass.
That everyone has a copy of if they were going for Xbox Series X.
I don't know. To be honest, I kind of liked it because Shohei Ohtani, who is a native Japanese guy, was like doing the. I thought I was like, I like that. I like that. Cool. I like that. But yeah, no, that wraps up our reaction. So before we go, I want to name off. I want you to name off at least one or two things you want to see from the next direct. No matter how crazy it is. From the
next what?
Like from the next direct announcements. Direct? One or two things, whatever. Just
handheld Zelda game ports.
Okay.
I want to see Minish Cap. I want to see Four Swords make a reappearance. Seasons and Ages. I want a freaking Link's Awakening remaster of Link to the Past, so I can hate it but still buy it. I mean, so that seriously, because I got to talk. I was like, I mean, that's what I want. I think that we're missing a lot of potential in these handheld games that a lot of people didn't get to play. Yeah. So if they're going to do anything Zelda related, I would like to see that. More than that, honestly, I would have loved to see a little bit more on what was going to happen with Sunbreaker, the new Rise DLC coming, or what Rise game coming out. So I'm really hoping to see a little more the next time they pull. Like I want to see some monsters coming in. I want to confirm G rank or whatever they're going to call it. I want to confirm any new mechanics like they did in Iceborne, so they don't change up the entire fight style like on the day of. So
honestly, I see that having its own direct.
Yeah,
that'll be. I mean, yeah, but there you go. There goes your two. What about you, Jacob? Yanni? Or would you like me to go?
The only thing I'm thinking of, and I know it probably won't happen. Well, I'm not going to say it probably won't happen. It might, but I highly doubt that. And I don't know if it's going to be successful. But back in the Wii days, Nintendo took a stab at their own. Well, it's not their own fighting game, but you know how there's Capcom versus Marvel?
Yeah.
And Capcom versus Marvel 3. There was a game that came out before that was a versus game. It was Capcom versus I forgot what, but it only came out for the Wii. And it was actually pretty good, but it got overshadowed when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out just because, no one liked the Wii. And so I would like them to but make a new versus game.
So I'm gonna pull onto that. If I couldn't have Monster Hunter because we know that's gonna have its own spotlight. So one that I know won't happen, but I wish it would. A new Bleach Shattered Soul.
Yes,
that game was hype. It was great. Just do another Bleach fighter, especially on the cusp of them pulling out new things for the 100-Year War, Blood War, or whatever.
I remember Jacob had it.
War, like do it. Shattered Blade 2. Even more shattered, like the broken pieces, like.
That's good. I think for me, I would like to see a Metroid Prime Collection announced.
Oh. Yes, that would be dope.
And if we're gonna stick with the Odyssey formula, not that I'm hating on Kirby. Kirby's dope and whatnot, but I feel like
make a Mega Man one.
No, that's
Mega
that's Legends. That's Mega Man Legends 3 that got canceled. No, it'll be Donkey Kong.
Okay.
I would like to see a new Donkey Kong game.
They would ruin that. That
I
would
don't
think so.
Donkey Kong would come out looking like Crash Bandicoot.
No, I mean, yeah, probably, but they really do need to make a new Donkey Kong.
I mean,
game.
they-
when was the last one?
Tropical Freeze that
Guys.
was ported over.
Mario
Yeah.
RPG remake. Pull it back.
That
Well,
would be.
it's
Oh,
would be
hey,
good.
that's also on there too, GCJ.
Really?
Yes.
That was one of my favorite games back in the day. Terrible, but still great. I love.
It's actually not that bad.
No, yeah. Well, my thing is like a lot of people hate on it, but also these people are forgetting that game went up for like $300 at one point because
Mhm.
it does have its points. On one hand, you fight a wedding cake. On the other hand, you get Gino. Like,
Who's never made an appearance again outside of
well,
Smash?
I mean, literally, it was. If you could have called it copyright infringement, it was Mario. It was Mario Fantasy V linked to the past. It was literally.
It was Kingdom Hearts
like
before
a
Kingdom
Legend
Hearts,
of
baby.
Zelda Final Fantasy Mario game pulled together, and it was a beautiful ripoff of things they had access to / rights. So it's like, I mean, you know, like it was. I loved it, but
Oh, no,
I mean,
like-
apparently there were some opinions about it.
But
So.
all right, but I guess we'll wrap it up there. So, yeah, appreciate everyone stopping by. Everyone that either joined live or watching through the VODs and maybe even the edited content that I might chop this down to. But Jacob, where can they find us? That way they can know when things go up.
Find us on Instagram at Dudeless Chat and on TikTok at Dudeless Chat and Twitter at Dudeless Chat. And the obvious, if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., find us on YouTube, Dudeless Chat.
Or
Chatting.
if you are a YouTube native and like to listen to us without having your phone on, unless you have a Galaxy or you pay for Prime or not Prime but the premium, or you have a jailbroken phone, you can find us on Spotify and other podcast platforms.
Yes, and honestly, you might want to follow both because me and Jeremiah do lunch chatting, and we upload episodes on the listen only, so like on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and other podcast platforms. And I think we're going to put them on YouTube, but you'll have early access to them
You
on
won't see
Spotify.
You might as well just listen to them, unless you want it. If you
And,
want it, in the comments, okay?
you know
We'll
what?
start doing this face to face.
You know what? Just because we have GCJ now, he's part of our squad. GCJ, close us out, bro.
Hey, peace.
And that's what he does with it. All right.